Morning, it's Monday, the 19th of May, and that hasn't had a lot of use in May, has it? Neither has our cement mixer. We're getting there, but we've got 2 more bays of concrete to do, and we've done a lot of pointing, and then we're done. Chris, it's been never ending. It's been nearly 18-month project. So anyway, we're getting there, and then we want to tidy this back up a bit, move all this wood and use them scalpings all on here and make it look tidy, and then in time we'll want to move the shed out of the yard and build it there for putting lawnmowers and stuff like that in. I think some of you lot are going to be disgraced with me, but because we broke the cycle of the Hereford, I've got this little fella on loan, and I think there'll be a few of you saying, "Oh no, Richard, you should have kept the pure Hereford bloodline." But a mate of mine's, this is his stock bull. He's keeping for the future, but he don't need him this year. He's a Limousin cross British blue. So he's 50 British. His mum was a purebred British blue, and his dad was a Limmy. And he's a lovely temperament, and he's worked already. He's been at these girls already. These are about 17 months. Well, the youngest one will be 16. The oldest one will be about 18 months old. So that one there's maybe a little bit small, but she'll have to take her a chance. But he's been working already, and he's a lovely temperament. We haven't built confidence up with him to stroke him yet, and then we're on with this year's silage already. We've run out of silage. We've got some real bad stuff, but he wants a bit better grub. You don't want to lose too much ground off him by giving him crap. I mean, he won't be like these Herefords, and they can nearly keep themselves going on very little. But I'm off to see a man hopefully this week and add another 7 or 8 to them, and then we're going to train them to an electric fence by putting a wire across. Which to be fair, all the girls in here will be used to electric fence, but he won't, and we don't want him running about. And we'll train them to electric fence in here, and then we're going to have another cut off some grass and then fence it, and they can have that for until next February. These will be outside till February, because the due date is, when he went in, the due date is 24th of February. So, and we'll just have to be very, very careful the 3 months before calving, or definitely the 2 months before calving, that we don't get these ladies too much food and have big calves. But I've had a bit of advice off of some good pals of mine who give me good advice and say whether it's right or wrong, and they reckon as long as we don't overfeed the cows before the calf, he should be fine on them. So watch this space, but it stands nice, doesn't it? Yeah. Limmy cross British blue. But it's only a stepping stone, this. I'm going to keep, when I do have another 30, because my theory is 30 cows to 1 bull. You'd maybe squeeze 35, but I won't want to have any more than that. That's my theory. Maybe it's wrong, I don't know. But next year, hopefully, we'll have another 30, and I'll go buy a new bull, probably off Netherhall Herefords, up in Cumbria, because, I mean, Warner's just proved that, you know, he's a perfect bull. Just standing in one of our fields of maize, and fantastic, to be fair. It hasn't ailed nothing at all, but it was drilled into quite a bit of moisture, and it's a big seed, and anyway, it's forced its roots in and the plants look very healthy, to be honest. but there is a fair bit of rubbish. I'll just have to have a word with our man and get some chemical ordered, because I don't want a repeat of last year, because we had a total disaster with rubbish last year. We sort of neglected a field or two, and the rubbish just sort of swamped the maize, and it couldn't compete, and we couldn't really properly kill the rubbish because it got too big. But yeah, I'm very, very pleased with that. Fodder beet. Ooh. I'm a little bit concerned that we've got the rubbish too big. We sprayed it about a week ago, and some of it is starting to curl over. But I think not before long, lad wants to come back and give it another braying. You know, so while that rubbish is vulnerable and maybe not 100% going to be killed, it wants another whack, so it really finishes it off. Because there's no good a lot of fat hen and red shank in a beet crop. Yeah, a bit messy that, isn't it? I think it'll be fine though. Our man says I'm worrying over now, but I don't know, I don't like the look of that. But the beets sort of didn't really grow very fast, but the rubbish did. And you have to let the beet get to a certain growth stage before you can spray the chemical used, because you can kill it, you see. Last job of the day, just having a look at cows and calves, and Christ, there's nothing to eat for them. I mean, cows are ailing, but we're bringing this rough, horrible bloody silage, what we got out of a local paddock in village. We're having it again, but Christ, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. But we are putting a bit of syrup, a bit of Loch Lomond Gold if I get off a Palomar. And it's just making it a little bit more appetising. But they're doing 2 bales a day, and there ain't many left, so. But there's nothing, you know, there's no new shoots of grass growing. But they're fastened in the bottom paddock, and the top paddock is sort of growing a little bit, so we need to get rid of that trailer up there, and we need to, there's a sheep dip at the back of them new walls. We need to protect that, and then we can let them up there for a day or two. But yeah, very dry, isn't it? But nothing's ailing. Only thing what's ailing a little bit, calves are eating quite a lot of creep, but they are eating quite a lot of this rough hard silage. Oh, excuse me. And they're getting a bit I don't know, belly, a little bit of belly showing on them. The cows are ailing now. They are bloody losing ground, but no, we could just do with a good inch of rain. He's very interested in one at new mums what have come in, so she must be coming in to cycle. But yeah, busy day actually. I'm afraid this video is quite short and sweet, and there's not a lot of action. It's Herefords and Herefords only. You know, showed you our new bull. Whether you agree or disagree, I don't know. Time will tell. But we've just sort of, when it comes to a month before, well, it'll be out in the grass, at the back of this wood, sheltered by the wood all winter. You know, electric fence it. The job is to put a water tank in as well, because there is our mains water coming from this farm right across fields in a 40mm pipe right to the other farm. Because when my dad bought that farm, or Dad and Peter bought that farm, there was no water. We used to rely on a well, and we decided to put mains water, and it comes right from this farm right across to there, put in by a draining machine. Our spring barley though, even on our blowaway sand, it isn't really taking any fault at the minute, but it is ready for a good drink. Right, as I say, short and sweet. If you like this channel, like and subscribe, and we do 2 or 3 a week. Bye for now.